Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Joannes Stadium for Saturday Night Baseball and the fifth meeting between the Rockford Rivets and the Green Bay Bullfrogs. Welcome to the first time on the air with the Rockford Rivets. My name is Scot Gladstone, the play-by-play voice of the Rockford Rivets for the 2018 season. Let's talk a little bit about the pitcher. On the mound for the Rockford Rivets, throwing his warm-ups now, is Jason Applegate. Applegate out of Villanova. His first appearance this year was in the season opener at Rivets Stadium in the 9-0 loss to the Rockford Rivets. He threw 2 2/3 innings and allowed 2 runs on 3 hits by the Rivets. Struck out 5 and walked 1 in 12 batters faced. Since then, he started 2 games, appeared in 3 others, has accumulated a 1-1 record, a 2.57 ERA, and set 18 strikeouts to 11 walks and 12 hits. The batting order for the Rockford Rivets: Pat Leffler will lead it off, playing DH. Al Hughes is the number 2 man. Template, Cole, and Justin Walker are 3, 4, 5. And the bottom 4 in the order are Brock Mathis at catcher, Brendan Reback in center field, Brock Martin in left, and Corey Wright playing first. First pitch is just the second away. Here it is from Applegate, and it hits Leffler on the first pitch. So Leffler, one of the leaders in hit by pitches this year. An absurd stat to keep, but nonetheless, he gets plunked with another one. And he's going to be on first, so nobody on now with no out. Or one on. Leffler is on first with no out. First pitch to Hal Hughes is in there for strike 1. That was the 7th time this year that Pat Leffler has been hit by a pitch. The Indiana Hoosier really getting beamed a lot. The pitch there is in the strike zone again for Hal Hughes. He's behind 0-2. Another called strike by home plate umpire Kyle Peters. This is the same crew, just rotated clockwise from last night's game between the Rockford Rivets and the Battle Creek Bombers in Rockford. The 0-2. Contact with it, double play opportunity. Aguilar throws to Nelson for 1, but they're not going to get Hal Hughes on first. A little too slow of a ground ball there, and so the fielder's choice will put Hughes on first with 1 out. Now will be the number 3 man, Mason Template. With 1 on, 1 out, 0-0 game here. And Hal Hughes is going. Maris had a little trouble catching the pitch, and it will be Hal Hughes with the steal, and the call was a ball as well. So Mason Template ahead 1-0 in the count versus the Bullfrogs starting pitcher Jason Applegate. Hal Hughes in scoring position with 1 out here at Joannes Stadium. Hal Hughes, big leadoff, fouled back right into the chest pad of Blaze Maris, catcher for the Bullfrogs tonight. 1-1 now, 1 out. Hal Hughes on second. Big swing and a miss on a breaking ball. Gets into the dirt, but blocked well by Maris. Count is 1-2 now. One out. Hal Hughes on second. Mason Template at the plate. Mason Template's playing second base today. Jason Applegate looks back at Hal Hughes, steps off the mound, set up again. Gets the sign from Maris, sets, and deals. And a swing and a miss there in the dirt. So Template strikes out on 4 pitches. And now, with 2 outs, it will be Ryan Cole making his way to the plate. The defensive alignment for the Bullfrogs today in the outfield is Damla, Cooper Morrison, and Jake Munoz. They know the Rockford Rivets well. They've started, Munoz and Morrison have started every game against the Rivets this year in 4 games played already. Binkbeiner, Aguilar, Nelson, and Soderstrom make up the infield, and Blaze Morris will be catching Jason Applegate's pitches behind the plate. The 0-0 to Ryan Cole. That one's behind Ryan Cole, going to get into the backstop area there behind home plate. And I think Hal Hughes kind of stuttered for a second, didn't know if it hit Ryan Cole. It was right behind his ankle. And that one definitely got away, so another accuracy troubled pitch from Jason Applegate after plunking Pat Leffler on his first pitch of the day. Check swing there, and again in the dirt. The appeal over to first, and the first base umpire said he did not go. Counts 2-0 now. Al Hughes got on with the fielder's choice, stole second, and advanced to third on a wild pitch. The 2-0 to Cole. That one's in the dirt. Now it's a 3-0 to Cole. Cole, one of 3 Rivets to have accumulated double-digit walks on the season. He's going to look at the 3-0. Let's see if he gets the green light. That one's in the strike zone. He doesn't swing at it. Counts 3-1 now. Top of the first inning. Tie ball game here at Joannes Stadium between the Rockford Rivets and the Green Bay Bullfrogs. That one again finds the strike zone, and now, after 2 called strikes, it's going to be a full count for Ryan Cole versus Jason Applegate. Al Hughes on third, 2 outs here. The 3-2. That one misses the zone. And a called ball by home plate umpire Kyle Peters. And now runners on the corners. With 2 outs for Jaywalk. Justin Walker at the plate, the switch hitter from Indiana. Playing third base today. Natural position is shortstop, but Hal Hughes has already made his name known at the shortstop position in only 4 games played. Ryan Cole's going. Blaze Maris throws. A close play at second, but Ryan Cole will be in there safe. And so maybe a little league double steal attempt, but Hal Hughes did not budge over there on first. That is a called strike, so Walker's behind 0-1. But now 2 runners in scoring position with 2 outs here, top of the first. That one's the inside on Justin Walker. Count's going to be even at 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Jaywalk swings and misses. Now it's going to be 1-2. And Applegate will be 1 strike away from getting out of this jam here in the top of the first. Hal Hughes on third. He reached on a fielder's choice, then stole second and advanced to third on a wild pitch. Ryan Cole walked and stole second. The 1-2, low in the zone, counts even at 2-2 now with 2 outs. Applegate, right-handed pitcher, originally from Columbus, New Jersey, now goes to school at Villanova. The 3-2 and a breaking ball gets Justin Walker to swing and miss. So Applegate out of the jam in the top of the first. We'll be right back for the Bullfrogs offense in 90 seconds. back here at Joannes Stadium for the bottom of the second inning. On the mound for the Rockford Rivets, it will be Cole Belair, the Fresh Prince, making his second start of the season against the Green Bay Bullfrogs. And Jake Munoz takes the first pitch he sees and hits it down the right field line for a base hit. So early action on Cole Belair. One pitch and one hit for Cole Belair, who's been pretty solid this whole season. The lineup for the Bullfrogs today: Munoz to lead it off. He's already got on first. Blaze Maris playing catcher. Will second. Domla third. Soderstrom fourth. Aguilar fifth. And the bottom four are Cooper Morrison, Riley Mihalik, Nelson, and Finkbeiner. The 0-0 pitch now to Maris. Outside of the plate. Count's going to be 1-0. Munoz on first. Reached on a leadoff single. Cole Belair stands 6 foot 230 pounds. In the dirt there. Count's going to be 2-0 now. And Brock Mathis has already decided to come out to the mound to talk a little bit with Cole Belair. The defensive alignment for the Rockford Rivets today: Cole Belair will be on the mound, obviously. Brock Martin, Brennan Reback, Ryan Cole make up the outfield. The infield's Justin Walker, Hal Hughes, Mason Template, and Corey Wright. And behind the plate, it's Brock Mathis. The 2-0 coming to Maris. That one hits the strike zone, called strike by home plate umpire Kyle Peters. First called strike of the day for Cole Belair. Maris takes a long look over at his first base coach, steps back in the batter's box. 2-1 now. Munoz is going. The throw from goes by the second baseman, and Munoz was safe in there and will get into third now. So a steal of second by Jake Munoz, and it gets by the shortstop Hal Hughes and all the way into center field. Munoz gets up and gets all the way to third. It was a called strike, and most likely an error on the catcher Brock Martin. Swung on by Maris. It's going to go to the opposite side of the field, and Ryan Cole has trouble tracking it down, and it's going to get down for a hit and a double for Blaze Maris. And so with no outs, one run has already come across the plate for the Green Bay Bullfrogs. A double by Blaze Maris. It looked like Ryan Cole was all over it for a second, and next thing you know, Blaze Maris has trouble getting it. Adrian Domla will come to the plate now. One of the few Bullfrogs that has not seen the Rivets this season. Sophomore out of UC Irvine, stands 6 foot 190 pounds, bats from the left side. He's going to have an opportunity with a man in scoring position, Blaze Maris on first, and the score 1-0 in favor of the Green Bay Bullfrogs. No outs here. Maris running back and forth on second, and a called strike to start off Domla's at bat. The 0-1. That one's on the inside. It's going to be a ball, and the count's going to go to 1-1 now. An early deficit that the Rivets did not want to get into, as their offense has been struggling the past couple games. The 1-1 now. Swung on by Domla, fouled back, out of play. Counts 1-2 now. swing and a miss there. And that's going to be a strikeout for Cole Belair. Big strikeout as he had not gotten an out yet. And now Tate Soderstrom will make his way to the plate. He was all over the Rivets last time they played on a game that ended in a walk-off walk only a little more than a week ago. Let's see what the Arizona freshman can do in his first at-bat versus the Rivets today. The 0-0. Inside and low. Count's going to be 1-0. After a long pause from Belair. That one misses the zone. Definitely close there. Count's going to be 2-0 now for Soderstrom. Blaze Maris on second after a RBI double for him in his first at-bat. Then a strikeout by Domla. Puts Soderstrom at the plate. Makes contact with that one. Going to be a ground ball right to Corey Wright over there on first, but it will advance Maris to third. So now Maris on third, 2 outs here, bottom of the first, 1-0. Green Bay Bullfrogs lead the Rockford Rivets. It will be Rudy Aguilar to the plate now. Rudy Aguilar, sophomore, just finished his sophomore year and is transferring to St. John's this upcoming year. Steps out of the batter's box during that pitch. No chance that he was going to swing at that one, and it goes outside for ball 1. 1-0, 2 outs here. 1-0. Bullfrogs lead the Rockford Rivets. Blaze Maris on third after a leadoff, or after a RBI double from him. Aguilar sees another one go low in the zone. Counts 2-0 now for Aguilar. That one swung on. Hal Hughes in the middle. Slides and throws. And so only one across the plate for the Green Bay Bullfrogs. And the score is 1-0 going into the top of the second. We'll be right back.
Back here as Brock Mathis, the catcher for the Rockford Rivets, sees a ball go outside from Jason Applegate to start off the top of the second inning. That one finds the strike zone. Count's going to be even at 1-1 now. Brock Mathis just finished his sophomore year, or his freshman year at Northwest Florida State, transferring to LSU next year. The 1-1 swings on that one, and it's a high fly ball down the left field line, and it's going to drift foul for the catcher. He would have loved to hit a home run right there. The 1-2 upcoming from Applegate. That one's low and in the dirt. Counts even at 2-2 now. Good crowd has made their way to Joannes Stadium on this Saturday night. Fireworks show after the game. And the 2-2. Swings and makes contact with that one right to the second baseman, Nelson, who throws over to Soderstrom for the first out of the top of the first.
Center fielder number 4, Brennan Rivets.
Hopefully you can hear me right now. We apologize for any technical difficulties. This is the first time that we've been streaming a game for a radio stream. Trying to work it out. And bear with us, as hopefully I can figure this out by the end of the game. Now Brennan Rebag makes his way to the plate. First pitch is outside of the strike zone for ball 1 versus the Central Arizona center fielder. Applegate the 1-0. That one's in the dirt. And another ball on the outside from Applegate, the righty from Villanova. Applegate, 6'3", 220 pounds. Junior. He'll throw the 2-0 pitch to Brennan Rebag, who just finished his freshman year at Central Arizona. Big swing and a miss there. Count's going to be 2-1 now with 1 out after Brock Mathis had a 4-3 ground out to start off this inning. Here's the 2-1. Swings make contact with that one, and it should be another 4-3, and it is another 4-3 ground out. And now Brock Martin will step up to the plate. Top of the second here. Ball to start off Brock Martin's at-bat versus Jason Applegate. The 1-0. Thought about it, didn't go, but home plate umpire Kyle Peters says strike anyway. Count's going to be 1-1. 30th pitch of the evening for Jason Applegate. Here's the 1-1. That one just misses a strike zone high. Counts 2-1 now. Applegate gets the sign, kicks and deals. Swung on that one. That one's down the third base line. Hits third base, but great adjustment by Finkbeiner, the third baseman, to catch it off the awkward deflection and throw to first for out number 3. So a 1-2-3 inning, and the Bullfrog bats are back in action in just a second. back here at Rivets Stadium. Cole Belair back on the mound for his second inning of work. Allowed 1 run on 2 hits in the bottom of the first, and now let's see what he can do against Cooper Morrison, who fouls off the first pitch here in the bottom of the second. 1-0, Green Bay Bullfrogs lead the Rockford Rivets. 0-1 count to Morrison, just misses high and inside. Count's going to go even at 1-1. Morrison at the plate now, Mihalik on deck, Nelson in the hole. 1-1. Morrison thought about swinging, didn't go, but it was right down the middle for a called strike anyway. Morrison stands 6'2", 180 pounds, bats from the left side. Check swing there, and the appeal over to the third base umpire says no, he didn't go. Count's going to be even now at 2-2. Bats from the left side, slightly open stance, just about square. The 2-2 swings on that one, fouls it back just enough to stay alive. The man on deck, Riley Mihalik, will go out and grab that one. Cooper Morrison knows the Rockford Rivets well. Swings on that one. That one's right to Mason Temple playing second, who fields it easily, and the underhand toss to Corey Wright for the first out of this bottom of the second inning here. Some great defense in both the bottom of the first and the top of the second, namely a Hal Hughes sliding grab to throw out Rudy Aguilar for the final out of the bottom of the first when a man was on third. So if he wouldn't have been able to get that out, it could be 2-0 right now. A strike to start the at-bat, and then Riley Mihalik swings on the next pitch, and it goes right in between Mason Templett and Corey Wright, the first and second baseman, for the third hit of the game for the Green Bay Bullfrogs. So Mihalik will be on first with 1 out. Not a very hard hit ball, just got ahead of it and swung it down. And now Blake Nelson, the Michigan second baseman, will have his turn at the plate. And see the 0-0 with a man on first. Pickoff attempt there. And Corey Wright catches it and doesn't even try and field the tag on Mihalik. Just throws it right back to Cole Belair, the 25th pitch of the evening for Belair. That one's in the dirt, blocked well by Brock Mathis. Count goes 1-0. 1-0 score here. Green Bay Bullfrogs lead the Rockford Rivets. Blake Nelson at the plate now, wearing the number 12. Bats from the right side, open stance. Check swing there. No appeal over to first base, as it was pretty clear he didn't go. Count's going to be 2-0 now, as Belair tries to deal with a runner on first with 1 out. The 2-0, that one he did go. Swing and a miss there from Blake Nelson, the number 8 hitter in this lineup. Counts 2-1 now with 1 out. Blake Nelson, originally from Normandy Park, Washington, 6'1", 180 pounds. Swing and a miss there. So a couple breaking balls. Gets Nelson to push the count even at 2-2 for pitcher Cole Belair. Riley Mihalik on first. Been there ever since he got a single to right field. The 2-2. Swung on, and it looked like it might have been foul there. What it actually was, it was a wild pitch in between the legs of the catcher Brock Mathis, but because there was a runner on first, Blake Nelson is struck out and he needs to go out, but it did give the option for Mihalik to advance to second on the wild pitch. So Finkbeiner will be up with Mihalik on second. Here's the 0-0. And in the strike zone for Finkbeiner, Jacob Finkbeiner, the third baseman today from Wayne State University. That was the 30th pitch of the evening for Cole Belair. From the stretch, sets, and deals the 0-1. Swung on and fouled back right into the net behind home plate here at Joannes Stadium. Jacob Finkbeiner has been with this Bullfrogs team all year. 6 foot, 190 pounds, just finished his freshman year at Wayne State. Bats from the right side and jackknifed the catch there, did Brock Mathis for the first ball of the at-bat. Riley Mihalik on second thought about going, but once he saw that Brock Mathis snagged it and that he wasn't going to advance on another wild pitch, he retreated back to second. The 1-2 now with 2 outs. That one swung on. Going to be a pretty routine play for Hal Hughes over at short, and it will be. So one gets on, but nobody gets home for the Bullfrogs, and they lead 1-0 going into the top of the third. Back here, and the number 9 hitter for the Rockford Rivets, Corey Wright, will lead off the top of the third. The first pitch there framed well by Blaze Maris, a called strike by home plate umpire Kyle Peters, and an 0-1 count to start off the third inning here at Joannes Stadium. 1-0 Bullfrogs lead the Rivets. Corey Wright swings on that one, and it's going to go high and foul down the left field line. The 0-2 now. Swing and a miss there, and so a 3-pitch strikeout for Corey Wright. And now back to the top of the batting order for the Rockford Rivets, and Pat Leffler will step up to the plate. He has seen 1 pitch today, and it hit him. So let's see what he can do at the second and maybe third, fourth, fifth, maybe even 6th pitch that he will see today. 1 out. No balls, no strikes. Pat Leffler, Indiana Hoosier, swings on the first pitch he sees, and he's going to get back on base and maybe go for 2. Yes, he is going to round to second. The throw and play at second slides in, and safe is Pat Leffler with a double with 1 out. And maybe, I said he might see his 6th pitch of that at bat. He just saw his 2nd of the day. So he's seen 2 pitches And got to first on the hit by pitch on the first one he saw, and now second on the second one he saw. Maybe he gets a triple next time up to the plate. Hal Hughes will get the chance to maybe do something with him on second. Hal Hughes, the LSU shortstop, just arrived on Monday after the Tigers postseason finished up. Swings on that one, and that one's going to get through. Pat Leffler will hold at third, as it was a pretty hot ground ball between the shortstop and the third baseman, but now runners on the corners with one out for the Rivets.
Second base, number 19, Mason Template.
Mason Template, LSU Eunice infielder, will come to the plate now. With runners on the corners, Hal Hughes on first, Pat Leffler on third. Two pitches in the last two at bats, and they both have gone for base hits. Leffler stretched his into a double. And let's see what Template can do with runners on the corners and an 0-1 count. Applegate steps off the plate. Second time he's been in a jam. He has had runners at second and third with 2 outs before. Let's see what he had was the 0-1 with runners on the corners. That one's high, misses his zone. Count's going to be 1-1. Long pause from Applegate as he checks on the runners. Hal Hughes is going, swing and a miss. Ball was in the dirt, and so it will be a strike, and runners will be on second and third again as Hal Hughes with a stand-up steal. I believe that's what it will be credited as he was going, and it looked like he had a good jump to begin with. So the swing and the miss, though, does push the count to 1-2 for Mason Template, with runners on second and third and 1 out. Swings on that one, stays alive as he fouls it back. Mason Template has a lot of pop. Would love a big fly ball here to at least get one home on a sac fly. On the JUCO D2 World Series with LSU Eunice this year. Spent his freshman year at the big LSU. Now let's see what he can do in only his 5th game in a Rivets uniform. The 1-2. Low and in the dirt, blocked well by Blaze Maris. And sorry about that. I think we just had a technical difficulty where we lost you for a second, but we're back and reconnected. And basically what happened, full count pitch to Mason Template, went outside the zone. And so now the bases are loaded with 1 out, and Ryan Cole, who has been, when the Rivets have scored runs, a lot of them have had something to do with Ryan Cole. The 0-0 with the bases loaded, that one's high and inside for ball 1. Applegate been struggling on the mound, not a lot of pitches other than that full count walk to Mason Template. He started off the inning with a 3-pitch strikeout of Corey Wright, and ever since that has been struggle. Leffler took the first pitch for a double. Hughes took his first pitch for a single, and then Template just had a full count walk, and then Blaze Maris goes and talks with his pitcher as the count goes to 1-0 with 1 out. Top of the third here. Bullfrogs lead the Rivets 1-0. The 1-0. That one's low and in the zone for a called strike. Counts 1-1 now with 1 out. Beautiful day here in Green Bay. 75 degrees and sunny. A nice reprieve from all the rain we've seen in Rockford the past couple days. Cole swings on that one, goes the opposite side of the field down the right field line and into the concourse here at Joannes Stadium for a foul ball. Counts now 1-2 for Ryan Cole. Applegate trying to get a big strikeout here. The 1-2. Swung on and in the dirt, and so Cole will strike out and take the long walk back to the dugout. And now it will be Justin Walker's opportunity to come to the plate and have a big at-bat. Bases loaded, now 2 outs here. Jason Applegate almost at 50 pitches on the day. Time called by home plate umpire Kyle Peters. And we're back in play. The 0-0 to Justin Walker. Low and in the zone, and it's going to get by Maris, and Leffler's going to run home. So a wild pitch run there evens up the game at 1 apiece between the Rockford Rivets and the Green Bay Bullfrogs. So Justin Walker still with a chance to do some damage as he sees the 1-0 upcoming from Applegate, but Maris wasn't able to block that one right on Justin Walker's toes, who's batting from the left side right now. Hal Hughes on second. Justin Walker swings on that one, goes opposite side of the field for a foul. Count's going to be 1-1 now. Just like the score, 1-1 between the Rivets and the Bullfrogs. Template on second. They both reach their respective bases off of that wild pitch as well. That one misses the strike zone. Count's going to be 2-1 now for Jaywalk versus Applegate. Top of the third here, the 2-1. Breaking ball on the outside of the plate. Called strike by home plate umpire Kyle Peters. Counts 2-2 now with 2 outs. Runners on second and third. Here's the 2-2. Kicks and deals. Swung on by Jaywalk, and it's going to find its way down, and it will be called a fair ball. It looked for a second like the umpire was going to call it foul, but instead it hits right on the line, and so an RBI bloop single down the left field line has put the Rivets up 3-1 here. And so when runs look so hard to come by in the past 3-game homestand, they've got 3 runs already in the top of the third here. A perfectly hit ball by Justin Walker, and kind of reminded me of the Joe Butler walk-off single a few nights ago. Didn't really expect much of it, but it just was in the perfect spot there and the perfect height in the air. And Jaywalk's going after second, and it will be a high fly ball. And Brock Mathis will see the 0-1 now after fouling that one back. Jaywalk was trying to steal second, but has to make the walk back after the foul ball. That one's swung on by Brock Mathis, and again it goes back and out of play.
Well, just so she gets a half-price beer, everybody yell, half-price beer. And
Brock Mathis has been chosen as the beer batter in this game, and just a week and a half ago he was also in one of the two games against the Bullfrogs, and in that series he was also chosen as the beer batter. That one just fouled back as the crowd is really wanting half-price beer this inning. Brennan Reback will go out and snag that foul ball. And so maybe that would be something that these Green Bay fans could get out of this inning after it has been a tough inning for their starting pitcher, Jason Applegate. Walker's going. That one's low in the zone. Blaze Maris doesn't even try and throw it to second because he was trying to frame the pitch for home plate umpire Kyle Peters and get the final out of the inning. But instead, Walker will steal second, so now he's in scoring position for Brock Mathis. And a swing and a miss there from Brock Mathis. And he will be tagged out by Blaze Maris. And so an ovation from the crowd for the half-price beer. But 3 runs for the Rockford Rivets. We'll be right back for the bottom of the third. back here at Joannes Stadium. The first pitch for Cole Belair in this bottom of the third inning is a called strike in the zone against Jake Munoz. And the 0-1 is taken, swung on by Munoz, and high fly down the left field line and out of play. Count's going to be 0-2 now for Munoz. Long pause here. Last inning, it was Justin Walker with a bloop single down the left field line to bring in 2 and add to 1 run already scored on a wild pitch. The 0-2 check swing in the dirt. Third base umpire said he did not go. Count's going to be 1-2 now. Belair struggled in the first inning, but since then has recovered in the second and been able to put a goose egg on the board for the Bullfrogs. And that ball's inside. Count's going to be 2-2. In his last outing, it was the first loss of the year for him after starting the year 3-0. Last outing, shortest time he spent, as that one swung on down the right field line, and it was long but foul. And so Munoz gets all of that one. Munoz 1 for 1 today. He had the single to right field to lead us off, and he was the one that scored. Like I was saying, last outing against Wisconsin Woodchucks fell victim to a new batting order that was itching to get at the plate. Allowed 3 runs, another foul ball there. So Munoz staying alive here. In 5 innings pitched, allowed 3 runs, 1 earned run on 4 hits. He was really just struggling to get ahead in the count and wasn't getting the calls that he thought he should get. That one's low in the zone. Count's going to be full now for Munoz versus Belair. That was Belair's 40th pitch of the evening. Count's now 3-2. Payoff pitch coming from Belair. As Munoz calls time, steps out of the plate, takes another practice swing, steps back in. Munoz bats from the left side. Here's the payoff. Called strike 3, the Fresh Prince with a beauty down the middle of the strike zone. And count is now 0-0 for Blaze Maris coming up to the plate now. Blaze Maris, the grandson of Roger Maris, baseball is in his blood, has been a common player for the Rivets, or for the Bullfrogs this year. Swings on the first pitch from Belair. He's behind 0-1. Goes to school at Florida Tech, originally from Gainesville, Florida. 0-1 from Belair. Swings on that one. Gets way under it. High fly ball. Hughes and Walker both looking up at it, and it will be Hal Hughes, the shortstop, catching it right on the fringe of the infield dirt for out number 2 of this bottom of the third inning. And now Adrian Damla will take to the plate and see a ball to start his at-bat. 44th pitch of the evening for Belair. This will be his 45th. And that one's in the dirt in front of home plate. Blocked by Brock Mathis, but the count's 2-0 now for Adrian Damla, the UC Irvine sophomore. Bats from the left side, throws with his left hand, sees a strike there from Cole Belair. Counts 2-1 now. Here's the 2-1. Kicks and deals. Check swing by Damla, but it was in the strike zone anyway, and now count is 2-2. 2-2 with 2 outs. 3-1. That one's hit to Hal Hughes at short. A big hop last minute right to Hal Hughes' face, but he recovers well. Throws to first for out number 3. So a quick 1-2-3 inning for Cole Belair. He's doing work ever since he allowed a run in the first. We'll be back in just a second. Scot Gladstone back here at Joannes Stadium. Great time to talk about the Northwoods League scoreboards in the South Division. This game, obviously, one of the big games to keep an eye on. 5th place, Rockford taking on 7th place, Green Bay. Not separated by much in the South Division standings. Brennan Reback coming to plate now. Other scores, take a look at Fond du Lac leads Kenosha 1-0. Wisconsin Woodchucks all over their rivals. The Wisconsin Rapids Raptors 5-0. Lakeshore's up 3-2 on Battle Creek. And Kalamazoo and Madison, the battle of the 1-2. Right now, the score is 1-2 in favor of the Madison Mallards. Brennan Reback will see the 0-0 from Applegate. Inside and gets by Maris for ball 1. And after checking out those scores, get a little more in-depth in it. The South Division standings, Madison, 1st place, up by 1. Up by 1 game on Kalamazoo right now, up by 1 run against Kalamazoo now. They're 19-5 on a 5-game win streak, but the win streak right now is owned by Kalamazoo. They're on a 10-game stand, so one of those will come to an end tonight. That one off the outside of plate count's going to go 2-1 for Brennan Reback. After them, the Fond du Lac Dock Spiders are on a little cruise of their own. They've been having a good last 10 games. They're 7-3. That one's right on the outside edge of the plate for a called strike. Counts even at 2-2 for Reback versus Applegate. Wisconsin Rapids, they're down 5-0 right now, but they're 4th, and that one's going to be hit high into right center field, and it's going to fall in the gap. Reback will push it to 2nd and hold up at 2nd. That one hit the wall. It was almost a big hit, and the first home run of the season for Reback. It was a big hit, but it couldn't get its way over the wall. Reback's been close a couple times this year, especially in the past week. Has had a few balls have the distance and just drift foul. That one, no doubt it was fair, but it just wasn't long enough. But a leadoff double by Brennan Reback to put himself in scoring position as Brock Martin gets hit with the next pitch from Applegate, and now there's 2 on with no outs.
First baseman number 24, Corey.
As Corey Wright comes up to the plate. So, after only 6 pitches this inning, a 5-pitch at-bat versus Brennan Reback on a 2-2 pitch. He drove one deep into right center field, right in between Munoz and Cooper Morrison, the right and center fielders, and got to 2nd. Maybe if that is a little more elusive for the fielders to get to, Reback turns that into a triple probably easily. Maybe there was a chance he turned it into a triple even the way it was, but he didn't want to take that risk as the leadoff man. Corey Wright showed bump but pulled back. Counts 1-0 now for the Mercer first baseman. Swings on that one. High fly ball. Pretty easy one for Cooper Morrison. And Reback got back to 2nd. Faked a tag up. But after a half step, goes back to 2nd. Runners on 1st and 2nd. 1 out here now after the Corey Wright fly out. And now it's Pat Leffler, who's seen 2 pitches against the Bullfrogs today. Hit by pitch on his first at-bat and took the first pitch of his second at-bat for a double. Breaking ball finds the strike zone, so this one will go more than a pitch for Leffler. Counts 0-1, 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. Rockford Rivets lead the Green Bay Bullfrogs 3-1. Brennan Reback on 2nd, and that one's going to be hit high in the air. And it will be caught by the shortstop, Aguilar, and Aguilar, I think, Reback thought it might have fallen in the infield and been an infield fly rule automatic out, but instead it drifted to the outfield. Reback had to make the run back to second, and a close play at second, and he didn't get the call from the umpire there. Caught him drifting a little too far. That's the third out of the inning on the F9 or F6-4 double play. We'll be right back. Tate Soderstrom to lead off the bottom of the fourth inning here at Joannes Stadium. The Rockford Rivets lead the Green Bay Bullfrogs 3-1. The difference right now being Justin Walker's 2 RBI single down the left field line in the top of the third inning. Ball to start off Soderstrom's at-bat versus Belair. High fly ball, Reback the center fielder running over, but it will be the left fielder Brock Martin camping under it and getting the first out of the inning on an F7.
Ruby Aguilar.
That was Cole Belair's 50th pitch of the day. Rudy Aguilar grounded out to the shortstop in the bottom of the first to end that first inning, where the Bullfrogs have found their only run thus far. The 0-0, he swings on first pitch, and it's going to get through there, as maybe it was a body length away from Justin Walker, the third baseman, but just a little too quick for him to dive at that one. And so now 1 on with 1 out for the Green Bay Bullfrogs. Rudy Aguilar first, Cooper Morrison at the plate. Cooper Morrison grounded out to second base his last time up. That was to start off the second inning. Pickoff attempt from Cole Belair on the mound. Rudy Aguilar comes back in standing. 0-0 pitch now to Cooper Morrison. Another pickoff attempt. That one Rudy Aguilar slides in, but still safe over there at first, as Corey Wright put the tag down just a little bit late. Another pickoff attempt from Belair, really trying to keep Aguilar honest over there on first. Pretty soon here, the crowd at Joannes Stadium is not going to be happy with him. Belair really doesn't like the leadoffs that Aguilar has taken. He has given himself a big lead there, and that pitch goes low in the zone, probably a ball, but time called by home plate umpire Kyle Peters right before that. So a mulligan for Cole Belair on the mound and Cooper Morrison at the plate. Here's the 0-0 finally. Swung on and fouled back, so Belair will be ahead 0-1 here in the bottom of the fourth. Scores 3-1 here. Each side has 4 hits, 1 error for the Rockford Rivets. The 0-1. Aguilar took a big leadoff step there as Belair threw it. But Brock Mathis, the catcher, got out of his squatting position and was standing up by the time he caught that ball high. And so definitely Aguilar being a mental obstacle for Cole Belair right now. That one's in the dirt, bobbled by the catcher Mathis, but caught. Counts 2-1 now with 1 out. Long pause from Belair. The 2-1. Aguilar's going. The throw from Mathis all over him. And Mathis with the cannon. And he's hyped up. A little flex of his muscles to his pitcher Cole Belair and a punch of his glove. And now there's 2 out and nobody on. It was a called ball. But after a long first 4 pitches of this at-bat, it seemed Belair and Mathis were just waiting for Aguilar to try it, and when he did, they were all over it. That one goes high and outside, so it will be Cooper Morrison reaching first on the walk. Cole Belair, 55 pitches thrown on the day. His pitch count's getting a little up there, but nothing crazy for the Fresh Prince, as he will throw the 0-0 to Riley Mahalik, who will see a strike in the zone called by Kyle Peters. 0-1 now, 2 outs. Cooper Morrison on first. Scores 3-1 in advantage of the Rockford Rivets over the Green Bay Bullfrogs. Swung on by Mahalik, goes the opposite way down the left field line and out of play. Now it's going to be 0-2 for Mahalik. Mahalik 1 for 1 today. Single to right field with 1 out in the bottom of the second. Good Saturday night crowd here at Joannes Stadium. A few empty spots in the bleachers, but close to a packed house for the Bullfrogs. And a swing and a miss on the off-speed pitch there. Mahalik grimaces as it goes by him and clutches his bat a little harder than usual, but the Rockford Rivets will be back in action in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. Back here at Joannes Stadium, new pitcher coming in. Excuse me, new pitcher coming in for the Green Bay Bullfrogs. That pitcher is Kenny Carrillo. Carrillo is out of Golden West College, Montebello, California native. Sophomore, just finished his sophomore year. One appearance thus far this year on June 19th, just a few days ago, against Kalamazoo, and didn't even get an out when he came in. As the first pitch he throws to Hal Hughes is fouled back for an 0-1 count. Didn't even get an out. 0.0 innings pitched technically on the year in that one appearance. Allowed 1 hit and 1 earned run. That one's going to be a ball outside. Count's going to be even now 1-1. He also walked 2 batters in the 3 batters faced. So a rough first outing for Carrillo, really trying to get his pitching in order now. That one's going to be high in the zone. And the count will be 2-1 now for Carrillo versus Hughes. Top of the 5th here, 3-1. The Rockford Rivets lead the Green Bay Bullfrogs. That one's swung, and it's going to be a high fly ball down the right field line, and almost caught by the first baseman, Tate Soderstrom. One of the camera people for the stream for the Green Bay Bullfrogs. I believe it went right by them. Down in foul territory, almost out of play. And Soderstrom had a chance at it, but instead it will be a foul ball. And Hal Hughes will see the 2-2 from Carrillo upcoming. 1 for 2 on the day thus far is Hughes, with a single to left field in his last at-bat. Big kicking deal and a swing and a miss. So the first out of the 2018 season, as Hal Hughes had a look back there at the umpire, kind of a glare. Don't know if he said anything, but nonetheless a swinging strikeout for the LSU shortstop. Now Mason Template walked his last time up, and let's see what he can do with the 0-0. That one, breaking ball, finds the strike zone. Counts 0-1. Top of the 5th here, 3-1. Rivets lead the Bullfrogs. 3-1. Is that what I said? 3-1. All their runs coming in the top of the 3rd inning. All the runs for the Green Bay Bullfrogs coming in the bottom of the 1st. Each team has 4 hits. The Rockford Rivets have 1 error. High in the zone, counts 2-1 now. Carrillo on the mound. Just relieved Jason Applegate of his pitching duties for the day. Applegate's final line, 4 innings pitched, 4 hits allowed, 3 earned runs, 5 strikeouts, and 2 walks. Also hit 2 batters. Swung on and just got a piece of it, did Mason Template. And he takes a big loop outside the batter's box, trying to walk off that nick foul. Counts even now at 2-2 for Template. Carrillo struck out Hal Hughes on a 2-2 last at-bat. That one just goes off the plate. Count's going to be full now at 3-2 for Template versus Carrillo. That was his 10th pitch of this inning for Carrillo and his outing. Here's the payoff pitch. And just misses outside the zone. Blaze Maris tried to frame that and had a long hold of the ball there, trying to get the call from Kyle Peters, the home plate umpire. Peters does not approve. And Template will walk to first. Ryan Koloff now walked in his first at-bat, struck out swinging in his most recent at-bat. First time seeing Carrillo today, and this season. The 0-0. That one's down Main Street for strike number 1 to Cole. Cole, Notre Dame outfielder. Started this year slow. Lowest batting average on the Rivets out of members that have had over 2.7 plate appearances per game. High breaking ball right near the chin of Ryan Cole. Counts 1-1. But Ryan Cole in the last week has also really started to find his groove, has had a lot of clutch at-bats, was the game-winning run in the walk-off win against the Battle Creek Bombers 2 nights ago. And we'll see the 1-1. Swings on that one. A big bounce and snag. And he got the second baseman there. Blake Nelson got the tag on Mason Template. He slid to duck it and then ran to second, thinking that he didn't get tagged, or maybe just trying to play it off like he didn't get tagged. And then Blake Nelson threw to first. And Kate Soderstrom grabbed it for the double play. And that'll do it for the top of the 5th. We'll be right back for the bottom of the 5th. We're halfway to the house. Back here, Fresh Prince back out on the mound. Swing on the first pitch by Blake Nelson. Hal Hughes cannot field that. It slips under his glove. It took a bad hop on the edge of the infield grass here. And let's see if it will be scored as an error, or it will be an error for Hal Hughes. So confident usually in that one. The confidence got the better of him as it slipped under his glove on the bad hop. And so the error for Hal Hughes. Blake Nelson reaches, and it will be Jacob Finkbeiner, the number 9 hitter, for his second at-bat of the day. That was the first pitch swinging for Blake Nelson. That one's low in the zone. Bunt shown by Finkbeiner. He pulled back. Called ball. Brock Mathis received it and didn't like how far Blake Nelson was leading off over on first, so gave it a throw. But Blake Nelson scuttles back into first safely. The 1-0 now to Finkbeiner. Shows bunt again. This time he fouls it back.
Everybody clap your hands.
And I didn't hear the click of the bat there, but the home plate umpire has closer ears than I do to the action. So looked like anyway that his bunt was pretty solidly down when the ball passed the plate. Again shows bunt and again pulls back. Counts 2-1 now. Justin Walker pretty far in on the infield grass. Expecting another bunt attempt from Finkbeiner, and again he puts it down, and it's fouled back. So Finkbeiner, 4 pitches, all obviously looking for the bunt attempt, and he's not able to do anything with them on the first 2 now. Maybe trying to get himself a chance to get on with a hit, but now he might either just try and get a good bunt to it, or maybe swing away. The 2-2. He will get the green light to swing, and a check swing. First base Umstead, he didn't go, and now the count's full at 3-2. Nelson on first. He reached on an error by the shortstop Hal Hughes. The payoff pitch now from Belair to Finkbeiner. Big swing and a miss by Finkbeiner, and the Fresh Prince gets out of the payoff jam. And now there's 1 out here, and Jake Munoz up to the plate. Munoz singled in his first at-bat, saw the first pitch in the bottom of the first from Cole Belair and took it for a single to right field. Cole Belair later gave up a hit to allow him to score. And now Munoz is going to try and bunt, and he fouls his first one back. So everybody's struggling a little bit with their bunting on this Bullfrogs team. And it was on a Blaze Maris double that scored Jake Munoz after Munoz stole second and advanced to third on an error by the catcher Brock Mathis when he threw and tried to throw out Munoz stealing. That one's off the plate. Count's going to be even now at 1-1. Didn't show bunt there, so maybe he's been told to swing away. Munoz from Lewistown, Idaho originally. Swings and hits it there. Fielded well by Template. The throw to second is good. The throw to first is a little bit late, so Munoz digs one out and gets a fielder's choice, and he's on first now, but the lead runner,
The catcher,
Blake Nelson, is out. And so now with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th, it will be Blaze Maris, the only Bullfrog with an RBI, coming to the plate. Blaze Maris, like I said, had that double to right field, which is the only run of the day thus far. Flied out to Hal Hughes in his last at-bat. The 0-0. Swung, makes good contact with it, gets by Justin Walker, doesn't get by Hal Hughes, throws across the diamond, and it's in and out of the glove of Corey Wright. It didn't look like it was going to be in time anyway. And the ball went up in the air. Corey Wright had trouble tracking it down. And so Jake Munoz over there will advance to third. I believe it will be credited as a hit and then maybe an error by Corey Wright. Maybe not the error part. Maybe they'll just give Munoz to second. I believe that's what they might do. So it will be a single and an error. That one's on the outside of the strike zone. For Cole Belair, count goes 0-1. I don't see error flashing up on the board, so I believe that is what it will be. 2 outs here, 0-1 count. Nobody's come across this inning. Rockford Rivets lead the Green Bay Bullfrogs 3-1. That one's inside, and it hits Adrian Domlaw, and so now the bases will be loaded for Cole Belair. At first I thought that was just a wild pitch, and Munoz was going to walk home on that one. So instead, it will be Tate Soderstrom. Probably, if you're a Rivets fan, the person you least want to have come to the mound right now. or coming to the plate right now. And Brian Smith is going to go talk with Cole Belair, who just threw his 71st pitch. So Belair loads the bases. Munoz got out on a fielder's choice. Blaze Maris on an infield single. And Domla just got hit by a pitch that loaded the bases. Belair threw 4 2/3, 71 pitches thrown. Good day thus far. Allowed 2 hits to start off the first and get 1 run across, but since then has been pretty stellar. And with 2 outs here, he's trying to get out of this jam. The 0-0 coming to Soderstrom, who's 0 for 2 today with a ground out and a fly out. Here's the pitch. Down Main Street for strike 1. Long pause from the stretch, sets and deals. Swung on by Soderstrom, foul down the right field line. Count's going to be 0-2 now for the Arizona first baseman. Soderstrom listed as an outfielder on the roster, but like many outfielders do from time to time, playing first today. Turlock, California, stands 6'1", 200 pounds. Bats from the left side, square stance. That one's in the dirt. Brock Mathis blocks it enough so that it doesn't get any farther than a few feet to the right of the plate. And so the first ball of the at-bat, and after the first run of the game was for the Rivets was scored on a wild pitch, Brock Mathis trying to do everything in his power to make sure that a run for the Bullfrogs doesn't come across the same way. The 1-2. And this is going to be a bloop hit by Tate Soderstrom right to the glove of Hal Hughes. So the Fresh Prince dealing and get it out of the jam with the bases loaded. Let's see if the Rivets can tack on some insurance in just a few moments. Justin Walker to lead off the top of the 6th here for the Rivets. His 3rd plate appearance of the day. Struck out in his first one. Got an RBI, 2 RBI single in the second one, and on the first pitch of his 3rd one, he grounds out to Blake Nelson, the second baseman, on a weak little grounder there.
Number 8, Brock Mathis. Fans really like beer vendors back in the plate.
1 out here. Count is 0-0.
He strikes out when you have price.
Upcoming for Brock Mathis. Brock Mathis 0 for 2 today. Ground out to Blake Nelson. And struck out as well. That one finds the corner of the strike zone for a called strike. Top of the 6th here. Scores 3-1. Rockford Rivets lead the Green Bay Bullfrogs off of Justin Walker's 2 RBI single. The 0-1 to Mathis. Swings on that one, and it goes foul down the left field line, right to the man in the hole, Brock Martin. 1 out here. 0-2 pitch upcoming. Long pause. And a high pitch there. Over the head, or even with the head, of Brock Mathis. 1-2 now, 1 out. Kenny Carrillo, 18 pitches, his 19th. That one's a little chin music for Brock Mathis. Nothing to write home about though. Count goes to 2-2 with 1 out. Bullfrogs have 5 hits today, and most notably left the bases loaded last inning. Big swing and a miss there from Brock Mathis, and he struck out for the second time today. And now with 2 outs, it will be Brennan Reback making his way to the plate. Reback had a big double his last time up, went off the wall in right center field, and he's going to see if he can maybe get a little more pop on it this time up and add a critical insurance run for the Rockford Rivets. His first time up, he grounded out to Blake Nelson, the second baseman. Called strike in the zone from Kenny Carrillo. After Carrillo's first appearance, he couldn't record an out. He's through 1 2/3 innings right now and has not allowed a run. That one goes way high, really gets away from Kenny Carrillo. No chance for Blaze Maris to catch her behind there. Can't even touch it with his glove. Count's going to be even now at 1-1. Bullfrogs defense has been really good today. Not tested in any major ways, but still has been perfect. No errors. While the Rockford Rivets defense has 2. The 1-1. Swing and a miss there from Brennan Reback. Counts 1-2 now. Top of the 6th inning here. Rockford Rivets lead the Green Bay Bullfrogs 3-1. Should be interesting to see if Cole Belair will come back next inning after putting himself in a bases loaded jam last inning. The 1-2. Breaking ball is going to go high, and Carrillo is going to field it himself right next to the pitcher's mound. And he's hyped up, and he'll go to the dugout. We'll see if Belair will return or the call to the bullpen will be made. We'll be right back in just a few moments. Cole Belair back out on the mound for the Rockford Rivets. He's going to see Rudy Aguilar to start off the bottom of the 6th inning here. If he can get one out, it will be more than he got innings-wise his last time out. Only made it through 5 innings against the Wisconsin Woodchucks. Didn't have a bad outing, but his defense had a few errors. Gave up 1 run himself on a big home run. And right when I say that, Rudy Aguilar gets a big swing on that one, but it's going to be a little too high and not far enough, and right into the glove of Brock Martin, the left fielder. Belair at 77 pitches on the evening. Game going by quite fast right now. Started at 6:35. Was only lasted an hour and 45 minutes thus far. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Scores 3-1. Rockford Rivets lead the Green Bay Bullfrogs. 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Breaking ball there by Cole Belair after a first pitch foul ball. And it'll just miss the zone. Count's going to be even at 1-1. Cooper Morrison 0 for 1 today. Walked in his last at-bat, grounded out to Mason Template in his first at-bat. Big swing and a miss there, and he's behind 1-2. This series is the last series in the regular season that the Rivets will be in Green Bay. They played a week and a half ago here, split the series 1-1. As another foul ball from Cooper Morrison, and then a pitch just outside the zone. Brock Mathis tried to frame it, and when he didn't get the call from Kyle Peters, he shook his head a little bit, was displeased with that call. That's a high fly ball. Brendan Reback in center field all over that one, so 2 quick outs here.
Beer batter strikes out. We do half-price tap beer. That's all tap beer, which also includes the craft corner, which is down in the
and now it's 0-0 for Riley Mihalik coming up to the mound, to the plate. Mihalik struck out swinging his last time up, singled to right field in his first at-bat. Going to see his first pitch of his third at-bat, and that goes right down Broadway for strike number 1. On Mihalik. Mihalik out of Rider University. Check swing there in the zone anyway, so it doesn't matter if he went. Counts 0-2 now for the DHs today. Mihalik. That one right down Main Street, and the Fresh Prince is dealing. Welcome, Will Smith, to the party. Why don't you join us, Will? Come out to a game sometime. We'll see you in a few seconds. Brock Martin to lead us off here in the top of the 7th inning. The score is 3-1 in favor of your Rockford Rivets. Justin Walker's 2 RBI single the difference right now. Let's check in on the Northwoods League scoreboard as the ball goes high to start off Mathis Martin's at bat versus Kenny Carrillo, who's in his 3rd inning of work now. Some big South Division games. The biggest one, most notably, is Madison at Kalamazoo. Breaking ball misses the zone, counts now 2-0. Kalamazoo in the bottom of the 6th has a 7-4 lead over the Madison Mallards. That would be their 11th straight win, and they would go into a tie with the Mallards for first place in the South Division. Definitely something fans of every team in the South Division should keep an eye on. Ball goes low there, counts 3-0 for Brock Martin. Wisconsin Woodchucks also up 6 on their rivals, the Wisconsin Rapids Rafters. That one's a good one to watch. Lakeshore up 4-2 on the Battle Creek Bombers. And that one goes down Main Street for Brock Martin. He threw his bat all the way to Corey Wright on the on-deck circle. And then home plate umpire Kyle Peters called it a strike, so a little bit of an embarrassing step back into the batter's box for Brock Martin, but he'll see the 3-1. As the ball comes into the backstop area off of a wild pitch by one of the Rockford Rivets pitchers warming up. Brock Martin to 3-1 now from Carrillo. Swings on that one, fouls back, so Carrillo's worked this one back to a full count, 3-2. The other game to watch in the South Division is the Fond du Lac Dock Spiders and the Kenosha Kingfish. Right now, top of the 4th, Fond du Lac leads 3-2 over the Kingfish. Fond du Lac, one of those dark horse teams in the South Division. The payoff pitch, and that one definitely goes low. And Brock Martin, it went a little wild, and Brock Martin realized it at the last minute and started boogieing to see if he could maybe get to second out of it. But the catcher, Blaze Maris, snags it up real quick, and now Corey Wright will have one on with no outs. Pat Leffler on deck. Corey Wright, though, at the plate. Corey Wright stands 6 feet tall, 185 pounds. Excuse me, 185 pounds. The junior from Mercer sees a strike in the zone called by home plate umpire Kyle Peters to start his at bat. Originally from South Elgin, Illinois, one of the many Illinois natives on this Rockford roster. That one's a ball on the inside. Out of the position players starting today, the catcher Brock Mathis, not from Illinois. Hal Hughes, not from Illinois. Pat Leffler is, though. Corey Wright is. And Brennan Reback is from Vernon Hills as well. That one's a bloop hit to the 3rd baseman Jacob Finkbeiner for out number 1. Of this inning. And so Corey Wright, a tough day for him, 0 for 3. We'll see if he gets another at-bat. But until then, it's Pat Leffler's opportunity at the plate. 1 for 2, hit by pitched in his first play. And flew into a double play where he got it to the shortstop Aguilar. And Aguilar, it was a high fly ball, and Brendan Reback ran a little too far on it and was caught. And that one goes wild, and it hits the hand of home plate umpire Kyle Peters, and he's in a lot of pain right now. And the Bullfrogs asking for a stoppage in play, but Brock Martin did advance to second because it was a wild pitch. And all the all the umpires kind of meeting right in the grass between home plate and the backstop, and Kyle Peters is going to get his hand checked on by the Green Bay team doctor. And also one of the Green Bay coaches coming out there too to help him check on his hand. It hit perfectly on there where it caused a lot of pain for him, and hopefully he's all right. I don't think there's a backup plan. There's no more umpires here. And also, Kyle Peters is the home plate umpire, so he has all his home plate umpiring gear on. And the other umpires will have to figure it out. It has been done before. There is a two-man crew that makes their way around. And, man, I hope he's okay. He seems to kind of just be shaking it off, but that does not feel good, ladies and gentlemen. And I can tell you right now from the grimace on Kyle Peters' face, he is not feeling good, and so it might just be some time for him to recover. While he finishes it up, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Back here at Joannes Stadium, the umpires came out of that meeting at the end. Kyle Peters looks to be okay. He's setting back into the spot behind home plate, and the umpires raise their hands in a motion a foul ball, presumably, or maybe just a dead ball of some sorts because it hit the home plate umpire. And so Brock Martin was forced to make the walk back to first. And so now the count is 1-2 with one out. And Brock Martin at first, Pat Leffler at the plate. That one just misses high and outside. Counts 2-2 now. So Brock Martin was pretty set being on second there. And maybe that is part of the reason why the Green Bay coach came over to talk to the injured umpire. Not only to make sure he was okay, which I'm sure he did, but also to make sure that that last play was dealt with properly. Pat Leffler swings at that high fastball for strike 3 of his at-bat, and now Hal Hughes will get a crack at it. With 2 outs here, and Brock Martin on second. Brock Martin and Hal Hughes, both part of very successful baseball programs. Brock Martin, part of Texas Tech, didn't get to play with them in the World Series this year, and looked like he was going, and really trying to fake out Kenny Carrillo is Brock Martin out here. He turned completely over on first, looking like he was stealing. I almost said he was, but then he stops, and it might be not too long here before Blaze Maris has a quick throw over there. Hal Hughes, kind of a slow motion swing there, fouls it back just enough. Counts 1-1 now for the LSU shortstop. Hal Hughes, definitely what he names as one of his biggest baseball achievements is when they went to the SEC championship this year. LSU baseball did. Fell in the regional, but he should have some successful years to come, for sure, both personally and as a team. Swings and fouls that one back. Counts 2-2 now with 2 outs. Hal Hughes, a big reputation as a defensive shortstop, but part of the reason why he's here in Rockford this summer is to get those reps at the plate, and bat second in the lineup, which he's been batting every game thus far instead of near the bottom of the lineup where he bats at LSU. And then trying to be able to earn his way to batting higher in the lineup when the spring season starts up again for the Tigers. Brock Martin on first. And the 2-2 upcoming from Carrillo to Hughes. High in the zone. Count's going to go full at 3-2. 3-2 count, 2 outs here. Runner on first. Rockford Rivets lead the Green Bay Bullfrogs 3-1 in the top of the 7th. Here in Titletown, USA, Green Bay, Wisconsin. Joannes Stadium. Brock Martin's going, swing and a miss from Hal Hughes, so it doesn't matter anyway. So a long inning for Kenny Carrillo, but he gets out of it. 21 pitches, and time to stretch. We'll be right back to Joannes Stadium in just a second. Back here at Rivets Stadium, Jimmy Burnett now in for the Rockford Rivets on the mound, and the first pitch that he throws to Blake Nelson is a high fly ball to right field and caught by the right fielder Ryan Cole. The final line for Cole Belair: 6 innings pitched, 86 pitches thrown, 5 hits allowed, 1 earned run, and it was to the second batter of the game. 6 strikeouts, 1 walk, and 1 hit by pitch. So after a tough outing last week, it seems that Belair is back to being the Fresh Prince that we all know and love. Counts 2-0. Upcoming to Jake Finkbeiner, the number 9 man, and third baseman. That one's down Main Street. Count's going to be 2-1 now. Fourth pitch of the day for Jimmy Burnett, the Illinois Illini pitcher. The 2-1 now to Finkbeiner. Swung on, fouled back. So Burnett has worked a 2-2 or 2-0 to a 2-2. Jimmy Burnett just a few days ago got the first career save he's ever had. And so a proud moment for him in the bottom of the 10th against the Wisconsin Woodchucks. Hasn't pitched since then and gets Finkbeiner to swing and miss. And so he's already through 2/3 of an inning. Burnett started off the year struggling a little bit. Had some trouble finding his control for the Rivets. But the 6'2" southpaw ever since has been pretty darn great. In his first 2 outings, he had 4 walks. In his 3rd outing, he had 3 walks. And then more recently, in that save against Wisconsin Woodchucks, only walked 2, did load the bases and really give himself a test. But in the end, it worked out, and now let's see what he can do against the leadoff man for the Green Bay Bullfrogs, Jake Munoz. The 1-0, that one's off the plate. Counts now 2-0. Long pause from Burnett. He's got the flow coming out the back of his hat. And the wind up from the southpaw and the pitch. And that one, a breaking ball. Munoz thought it was coming for his head for a second, but instead it dips down, doesn't quite find the strike zone, but does find the glove of Brock Mathis instead of any part of Munoz's body. The 3-0 now. That one finds the corner, outside corner of the strike zone for a called strike. Counts now 3-1. 2 outs here. 3-1 lead for the Rockford Rivets. And another called strike as Munoz was fooled by the slider. And he goes over and he started to walk to first. He came back and he tapped the butt end of his stick against the umpire, Pat Crowley's leg. And the 3-2 pitch was a ball outside. Got away from Brock Mathis, so he will walk. Don't know, he was probably just apologizing to the umpire after thinking that was a strike. It's probably aggravates umpires more times than it doesn't to start to walk to first when it was actually a called strike. But it works out for Munoz. He scored the only run of this game for the Green Bay Bullfrogs off a double by the man that's up now, Blaze Maris. 2 for 3 today is Maris, the grandson of Roger Maris. And he's going to take the first pitch and hit it right to Mason Templin over at second. Templin will ground it and toss it to the man on first, Corey Wright, for out number 3. So a good inning from Jimmy Burnett. Only 1 walk and 3 outs for the other 3 batters he faced. We'll be right back for the top of the 8th. New pitcher in for the Green Bay Bullfrogs. It's number 32, David Toth. I believe it's Toth. David Toth has had a couple cracks at the Rockford Rivets already this year. Most recently, on June 12th, he threw 3 innings and allowed 3 earned runs, 4 runs total in 16 batters faced. That was the first game of the 2-game series in Green Bay a week and a half ago. Rockford would end up winning 12-2. He also made an appearance in the second game against the Rockford Rivets in the season opening series. Another one that Green Bay would lose. That time 6-1, but he pitched much better than that one. Only walked 1, did not allow a hit, did not allow a run. So let's see what he can do in the top of the 8th here, and needing to keep everything off the board for the Rivets on the season. That outing against Rockford and then another inning pitch against Madison were the only 2 times that he has had an appearance where he hasn't allowed a run. Every other time he has an 0-2 record in 7 games played and a 7.10 ERA in 12 and 2/3 innings pitched. Big swing and a miss from Mason Template to start off his at-bat. Mason Template, this is his first game seeing the Green Bay Bullfrogs. Last time the Bullfrogs were here, last time the Bullfrogs and the Rivets played, it was Tim Lilly wearing the number 19 for the Rivets, the 1-1. That one's in the strike zone, looked a little bit off the plate, but right on the edge of it. Excuse me. Right off the edge of it for home plate umpire Kyle Peters. Fouled back by Mason Template. Counts 1-2. That one inside of the strike zone. Template didn't like it. Rolled his eyes, and he's walking to the dugout. Called strike 3 from Toth versus Template. Ryan Cole, the Notre Dame outfielder, will step up to the plate now. The 0-0. Cole puts down a bunt, trying to get on with a hit. It will be right back to the pitcher, but Toth throws over the head, and now Ryan Cole gets to second. He's going to third, and he's going to get there. So a Little League type play there, puts down the bunt. Toth fields cleanly, throws way over the head of the first baseman, Soderstrom, and Ryan Cole gets all the way to third base with 1 out here, and Justin Walker, the man who scored the 2 RBI single in the top of the 3rd, now a chance again to get another RBI for this Rivets team. I believe that will be scored as a base hit. Never mind, it will just be an error, as the play at first looked like it could be fairly close, but instead it will be an error on the bunt to get him on first, and that error ended up getting him all the way to third. So Justin Walker called strike to start off his at-bat. That one's low and in the dirt, blocked by Blaze Maris, and he lost it, but it hit right off the inside of his shin pad and right back to the pitcher, Toth, who was coming in to cover, And so it works out really well for the Bullfrogs. Already one run, the one that tied it up in the top of the third, was off of a wild pitch. 1-1 now with one out to Justin Walker. Finds good contact with that one, drifting down the left field line, and it will go right into the Rivets bullpen. Foul over there. Now it's 1-2. Toth would love a big strikeout here. That would put any sacrifice hits or fly opportunities away for the Rockford Rivets. The 1-2 long pause out of the stretch, sets and deals. Swung on in the dirt and blocked well by Blaze Maris. And I guess he didn't swing at that one. No, he fouled it. He just got enough on it. That's what happened. And so Toth will throw his 11th pitch of his outing thus far. And he does get contact with that, and it's up the middle, and Ryan Cole will score easily. It's another base hit for Justin Walker, who has 3 RBIs tonight now on 2 hits. And some insurance for the Rockford Rivets now. That ground ball, the infield was in there. The shortstop, Rudy Aguilar, was really in there trying to stop Cole from scoring if it was an infield hit. But instead it ends up working out against the Green Bay Bullfrogs and for the Rockford Rivets. So an RBI single. And Cole, after getting on a bunt on an error, he gets all the way to third off of that error. Smart base running by Cole, and he gets home on the RBI single by Justin Walker. Big swing and a miss by Brock Mathis to start off his at-bat. The 0-1 now. Fouled back. Count's going to be 0-2 for Brock Mathis. Brock Mathis has struggled today. 2 strikeouts in his most recent 2 at-bats. The 0-2 coming. Future LSU Tiger going to join Hal Hughes in the gold and purple next fall. The 0-2. Just off the plate. Maris took a long pause trying to frame that to the pleasure of home plate umpire Kyle Peters. Peters disapproves. First ball of the at-bat, counts now 1-2 for Mathis. Justin Walker's going. Swung on by Brock Mathis. It will be a bloop that will get into the glove of the right fielder Jake Munoz. A diving grab by Munoz, and that might be a wet gem tomorrow. Highway robbery from the leadoff man for the Bullfrogs. But nonetheless, 1 run comes across the plate to get a little more insurance for the Rivets. It's 4-1 going into the bottom of the 8th. Back here in the bottom of the 8th inning. A little math not adding up that last inning. I believe there was only 2 outs. According to the official Northwoods League site, Justin Walker was scored out on some sort of put out during Brock Mathis at bat. I don't remember that. I don't think he was caught stealing. I thought he went on that fly ball that was caught, but there was already 2 outs on the scoreboard, so I don't remember the Bullfrogs trying to tag him up or anything. Nonetheless, it's a 3-1 count now from Burnett to David, or to number 23, Damla. He's going to foul that one back. Count's going to be 3-2 now. I'll take it as Walker stole and was tagged out. I really don't know exactly what the call was, but nonetheless, nobody seemed to get it, and there's going to be a base hit for Damla as it gets by the second baseman, Mason Template, diving. So now 2 on, or 1 on with no outs here, bottom of the 8th inning for Jimmy Burnett. Had a good last inning for him. And now Tate Soderstrom will make his way to the plate. Rivets lead 4-1 here, bottom of the 8th inning. And that first pitch is in there for strike 1. 0-1, no outs here. Damla on first. He got on a leadoff single. And a high one right over the head of Tate Soderstrom. And count's going to be even now as Brock Mathis did a great job adjusting to that one. Reeling it into his glove, and now the count's even at 1-1. No outs here. A little confusion. I don't think I'll be able to figure out what happened until the end of the game to get the 3rd out of that inning. Swing and a miss from Tate Soderstrom there. According to my math last inning, Template struck out to begin the inning. Cole reached on an error on the bunt and was able to get all the way to 3rd on that error. Justin Walker singled to center field, scored Ryan Cole, and then Brock Mathis flew out to right field, and to me, I count 2 outs. I don't know what the situation was. A big swing and a miss from Tate Soderstrom there, so he strikes out. Big strikeout for Jimmy Burnett on a slider from the southpaw. On the Northwoods League scorers site, it said during Brock Mathis at bat that he was put out by the second baseman. I really don't remember him being caught stealing, but maybe that happened and I just blanked it out. First pitch to Rudy Aguilar's low and in the dirt for ball 1. Jackknifed well by the catcher, Brock Mathis. 1-0 now. Damla still on first after a leadoff single from him, and then Tate Soderstrom's strikeout. The 1-0. Swung on, high fly ball into shallow left field. It will be caught by Ryan Cole. Excuse me, Brock Martin out there in left field. And so after a leadoff single, Jimmy Burnett has sent the next 2 batters down in order. And now Cooper Morrison to the plate. He walked in his second at-bat. Got out in his other 2 at-bats. So 0 for 2 on the day with a walk. Scout night here at Joannes Stadium in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Some fans will be able to camp on the field after the game. And you know, maybe they'll wake up just in time for some more baseball tomorrow. Early afternoon, 1:05 game tomorrow between these 2 teams again. So a quick turnaround for this Rivets team after a couple extra inning affairs earlier this week, and now they're going to have to play a day game. This game has gone by at a decent pace though. Almost 9 o'clock here in the bottom of the 8th. And the 2-0 pitch from Burnett to Cooper Morrison is hit and goes foul, and that'll be the first strike of this at-bat. Morrison, like I said, 0 for 2 today. Fireworks show after for the fans at Joannes Stadium. Good Saturday night crowd has made their way out to the ballpark. And the 2-1 coming now from Burnett. Swung on and fouled back out of play. Going to end up as a souvenir most likely for a lucky fan here at Joannes Stadium. The 2-2 upcoming. Here it is. That one on the back of Cooper Morrison. A big slider that just never broke and hit the back right shoulder of the lefty, Cooper Morrison. And so now a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. Riley Mahalik coming to the plate now. Mahalik struck out in his past 2 at-bats but did single in his first at-bat. Bottom of the 8th here. 4-1, the Rivets lead the Green Bay Bullfrogs. 2 outs here. Donald on second, Cooper Morrison on third. The 0-0 to Mahalik. Misses low, and it's going to be a ball to start out the at-bat for Mahalik. Fans sticking around here to see if their Green Bay Bullfrogs can mount the rally and come back against the Rockford Rivets. They've done it once before this season. And now the 1-0 from Jimmy Burnett. That one swung on and fouled back into the netting here in the netting behind home plate. Counts 1-1 now. Make sure to join us 1:05 tomorrow Central Time at Joannes Stadium for Game 2. Then we're back in action at home halfway to Christmas on June 25th. Swing and a miss there from Mahalik. And Burnett's 1 strike away from getting out of a little bit of a jam here. The Illinois pitcher, limited time this past spring for the Illini. Stands 6'2", 190 pounds, originally from Chicago, Illinois. The 1-2. Breaking ball, high in the zone. Count's going to go even now, 2-2. For Burnett. Stares down Mahalik. Originally from Churchville, Pennsylvania. Currently attends Rider University. A big 2-2 pitch upcoming. Here it is. Swung on and a high fly ball. The third baseman, Justin Walker, maybe had a chance at it, but for some reason pulled back. And the ball lands safely for the Bullfrogs DH Riley Mahalik. Gonna be the 23rd pitch of the inning upcoming for Jimmy Burnett. Took his time with the first 2 batters, got him out. But since then, it's been Domla getting on base and Morrison getting on base. And that is going to be swung, and it's going to be a high fly ball. Mason Template, the second baseman, a little confusion with Al Hughes. But Al Hughes calls him off at the last minute. Just avoided a collision there, but it will be the Rivets escaping as Al Hughes snags it. And it looks like Jimmy Burnett's day is probably done. He's getting some hugs. Going into the dugout. We'll be right back for the 9th inning. Do not go anywhere. Brennan Reback will lead off the top of the ninth here for the Rockford Rivets. The Rivets lead 4-1 off of 2 Justin Walker RBI singles. One of them was 2 RBIs. So the score is now 4-1. The other run was off a wild pitch in the top of the third. That would make it 1-1. And then that 2 RBI single by Justin Walker made it 3-1. And ever since then, the only score came last inning off of another Justin Walker RBI single that scored Ryan Cole, who reached third off of a bunt error that got him all the way to third. Good old Little League triple by Ryan Cole. Brennan Reback, Central Arizona center fielder, looking at a 1-0 pitch now from David Toth. Swings on that pitch, fouls it back. Count's going to be 1-1 now. After the first pitch of the at-bat was inside for a ball. Again, these two teams face off at 1:05 tomorrow. We'll go live, and we'll get the link to you on our Twitter. That one's right up the middle. Good reaction by David Toth to snag it and then run over to the first baseman, Soderstrom. Toss it to him for the first out. 4-1, Rockford Rivets lead the Green Bay Bullfrogs here in the top of the ninth with 1 out. Now it's Brock Martin at the plate. Brock Martin today has been hit by a pitch, has walked, and also grounded out to first base. Third base. Ball on the outside there to start off his 4th plate appearance, but only his 2nd possible at-bat of the game. Swings on that one, high foul ball back behind the Green Bay Bullfrogs dugout. Counts 1-1 now for the Texas Tech Red Raider. Here's the 1-1. Long pause from Toth on the mound. Here's the kick and deal. That one's down Main Street for a called strike. Counts now 1-2. Ball misses. Counts 2-2. Back even for Brock Mathis. Had a gritty at bat last time up. Was able to get himself a walk. Let's see what he can do with the 2-2. Swings on that one. Going to be to the shortstop. Aguilar fielded cleanly. Thrown over to first for out number 2. And so now pretty much the last chance for the Rivets to get some insurance, and it will be Corey Wright, who has struggled today with 2 flyouts and a strikeout. Going to be his last chance at the plate, batting in the number 9 spot, playing first base for the Rivets today, done well over there at first. But let's see if he can help the Rivets get some more insurance going into the bottom of the ninth. Big swing and a miss there. It was only a week and a half ago that the Rivets went into the bottom of the ninth up 7-3. And without allowing a hit, through walks, hit by pitches, and wild pitches, allowed 5 runs to come across the plate and win the game for the Bullfrogs. They would love to not do that today. One and one now to Corey Wright as the last pitch missed. That one misses again. Counts 2-1. Hitters count for Corey Wright. David Toth on the mound. Been part of a relief effort for the Bullfrogs that has done pretty well. Their starting pitcher, Jason Applegate, didn't do too shabby either. Just had 1 fluke inning, allowed 3 runs. Big swing and miss from Corey Wright there. Count's going to be 2-2 now. Like I said, Jason Applegate won in the top of the 3rd inning. He allowed 3 runs, but since then did not allow anything else. When he left, it was Carrillo that took over. He didn't allow anything. Toth allowed 1 in the last inning, but this inning he's been pretty stellar. The 2-2 swung on, good contact, but right above the head of the left fielder Domla for the 3rd out of the top of the 9th inning. It will be the last chance for the Green Bay Bullfrogs in 90 seconds. Do not go anywhere. We're 3 outs away from a possible Rivets victory. Back here at Rivets Stadium, a chance at redemption for Nolan Gazowski, who only a week and a half ago in the 2nd game at Green Bay, the 4th meeting between these teams overall, struggled mightily when he came on in the bottom of the 9th with this team up by 4. Now he's going to get the chance with his team up by 3 and a save opportunity for Gazowski. Gazowski in that outing, it's one of those where, in the words of the manager Brian Smith, these Rivets team blows your ERA up, and it takes about 20 appearances to recover. In 1/3 innings pitched, he allowed 5 earned runs on 5 walks and 2 hit by pitches. It was a struggle. The last 2 players came across the plate off the arm of Tanner Probst, but they were technically under his jurisdiction, so they were his earned runs. It was a big-time struggle from the Rockford native, but now he will see Blake Nelson to start off the bottom of the 9th. And the same spot that had happened a week ago, a very similar score or difference between the 2 teams, and a chance for Gazowski to redeem himself. Or at least see if he can try and find the strike zone, which he struggled to do in that game against Green Bay with the 5 walks and 2 hit by pitches. The first pitch of this outing misses the strike zone. It was pretty darn close, though. So it's going to be 1-0, 5.22 ERA for him. Other than that fluke game against Green Bay, he has only allowed 1 earned run. That was in a 10-9 win against Fond du Lac. That one's down the pipe for strike 1. Counts 1-1 now here in the bottom of the 9th. Jimmy Burnett's day is done. He threw 2 innings pitched. Did not allow a run. Big swing and a miss there from Blake Nelson. Count's going to be 1-2 now. Burnett, in his 2 innings of relief, only allowed 1 hit, struck out 2, did walk 1 and hit 1 by pitch. But other than that, he was pretty flawless on the mound. Nolan Gazowski with the 1-2. Right down the pipe. Welcome to Broadway, Nolan Gazowski. You got your first out of this bottom of the 9th inning, and he's trying to get over the big hump where he struggled 2-3 appearances ago. And now he's going to see the number 9 hitter, Jacob Finkbeiner. Finkbeiner, 2 strikeouts and a ground out today. Looking for his first hit of the day. He has struggled playing the third base position for the Bullfrogs. That one's right in on the hands. Just misses Finkbeiner's hands by a hair or 2. Count's going to be 1-0 for Finkbeiner. Bottom of the 9th inning. 4-1 is the score. The Rivets lead the Green Bay Bullfrogs. Nobody on and 1 out. That one finds the edge of the strike zone. Finkbeiner doesn't like it, but it's a called strike by home plate umpire Kyle Peters. This series, through 4 games played this season, the Rivets lead 3-1. This is their 5th meeting. Check swing there by Finkbeiner. He's not happy with himself. He made enough contact with it to hit it foul up and behind home plate, but that puts the count at 1-2. Big 1-2 pitch here from Gazowski versus Finkbeiner. Kicks and deals. That one's a fast one. Don't have a velocity radar gun with me, but I'll tell you, it looked really fast. Probably one of his fastest of the night. He's been known to touch 27. And that one is a breaking ball on the inside. His breaking balls usually hit around 83 miles per hour. It misses the zone. Count's going to go full for Gazowski versus Finkbeiner. The payoff pitch. And it's going to miss. And 1 is going to get aboard for the Green Bay Bullfrogs. And exactly the way that Gazowski might flash back to nightmares too, as that was how it started a week and a half ago for him. And in the same backdrop, a few more fans here than that when that happened, but nonetheless, Gazowski will try and rein it in with his team up by 3 here in the bottom of the 9th. Now it will be Jake Munoz, 1 for 3, scored the only run of the day. That one misses low. Brock Mathis, the catcher, Nolan Gazowski, the pitcher, both don't like it very much. A kind of grimace from each of them. Counts 1-0 with 1 out. Finkbeiner on first, reaching the bases for his first time today. Munoz, the only run of the game. That one's on the outside of the strike zone for strike 1. Kyle Peters has a quick conversation with Jake Munoz. The leadoff man got a hit in his first at-bat. Was able to steal second and advance to third on a wild pitch. That one's low in the zone. Count goes to 2-1. Got to third on a wild pitch, and then it was a Blaze Maris double. The man who's on who's on deck right now. Also Blaze Maris' birthday. And he was the one who drove home Munoz for the only run of the game in the bottom of the 1st inning. Feels like forever ago. And that put them at a 1-0 lead. It was 3 in the top of the 3rd, 1 in the top of the 8th. That put 4 on the board for the Rivets. The 2-1 now. Swung on and fouled right into the Green Bay Bullfrogs dugout. Count's even now at 2-2. Gazowski has had a few appearances since that disaster in the bottom of the ninth. Through 2 innings against Kenosha, 2 innings against Madison. In each of those appearances, only allowed 1 hit and did not walk anybody in either of those appearances. Now the count goes full for Gazowski. Big payoff pitch here, because if he can't get it to go in the strike zone, it puts a runner in scoring position. The 3-2. And it's going to miss the zone. And Munoz will walk. And the catcher, Brock Mathis, is going to go have a few words with his pitcher. As now the tying run, Blaze Maris, the birthday boy and grandson of Roger Maris, is at the plate for the Green Bay Bullfrogs. At this point, the mental fortitude of being able to finish this game off has to be so tough for Nolan Gazowski, as he's human, just like all these athletes out here. And how does your mind not slip to the disaster a week and a half ago? He steps off the plate, or steps off the rubber after first setting, gets a sign from Brock Mathis behind the plate, and he'll throw the first pitch to Maris. Right down the pipe for strike 1. Maybe regaining his control back. A lot of times he doesn't show a lot of trouble finding the strike zone. If you take out that 4-walk game against the Bullfrogs, he only has 5 walks in 10 innings pitched. Big swing and a miss there. And a great throw by Brock Mathis. He caught Munoz cheating a little too far, and so a swing and a miss there at the plate. Count's going to go to 0-2, and then Munoz slid into first as Brock Mathis threw it to Corey Wright, and a perfectly drawn-up play to get Munoz out, sliding back into first, leading off just a little too far. So now the tying run is on deck, as there's only a runner on second with 2 outs here and an 0-2 count for Blaze Maris at the plate, the Florida Tech catcher, the 0-2. And it's going to be hit, and a high fly ball to right field. And Ryan Cole is all over it. Forget about it. Nolan Gazowski, he has overcome the demons that got inside of him the last time he came to the mound here in Green Bay, and has cleansed himself. And a bold decision by Brian Smith to bring him out for the save opportunity here. And Brian Smith knows what it's like to pitch in this league, and I think Brian Smith would have wanted his manager and Madison to do the same thing for him if he had that opportunity, because sometimes when you have a struggling outing like Nolan Gazowski did, it's hard to overcome it, and you just need to face it head on, and that's what he did. And he was able, after walking a few batters and some help from his catcher Brock Mathis with a perfect pinpoint throw to Corey Wright to get Munoz leading off too far over on first, it works out perfectly for the Rockford Rivets, and they win this game by a score of 4-1. Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, a 4-1 final. The Rivets are back to their winning ways. They came out of the off day on Monday with a 2-1 loss. They came out of the off day Monday with a 2-game sweep by way of the Madison Mallards. They got swept, is what I meant to say. And then they beat the Bombers. They lost last night to the Bombers. And another low-scoring affair here. But they got just enough off the bat of Justin Walker, a 2 RBI single in the third to make it 3-0, and a 1 RBI single in the 8th to give an insurance run, and they didn't need it. A 4-1 victory. Cole Belair is going to get the win on the mound. 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run allowed. Maybe a case for Northwood's league pitcher of the night. Probably didn't go far enough. He's had a couple cases before and he's been passed by, but this might be the one. Jimmy Burnett, 2 innings of good relief, and Nolan Gazowski, the Big Z, finishing it off on the mound. That'll do it for me, Scot Gladstone, for everybody with the Rockford Rivets. Thank you for tuning in tonight. 1 o'clock tomorrow, these two teams will face off on a little Sunday matinee action. Join us then. Again, thank you for tuning in. My name's Scot Gladstone. Good night, get riveted, and oh yeah, the screws are hot. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.